welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little different. I have been wondering for a long time what Hogwarts house my lovely little dogs are in, and I found a test online where I can sort them. So I'm pretty excited to do this. First, I want to talk about this shirt that I have. This is the new Seeker and Slade shirt, you guys, and it says anything off the trolley. It's amazing. I think, okay, I feel like I say this every time they come out with something that like, this is my new favorite one, but this is literally, I think, my favorite one. Because of the colors, I really enjoy this color scheme. Like this, it's like a minty color. It kind of looks baby blue coming up on my camera, but it's more of like a minty green color. And then this is like pink, and it has a very retro feel to it with the text, but it is so cute. And then it just reminds me of like Honeyduke's colors, and it's just so beautiful. And I have mine tied with a little knot in the front with some leggings, because you guys know how I do. If you guys are interested in purchasing this top, it is officially out for sale. I will leave Seeker and Slade's website down below, along with all of their other information, so you can follow them on Instagram so you can see whenever they're coming out with some new stuff. You can also get 10% off if you use code Castora Magic. But let's dive into the video. Okay, so I think we should start with my oldest. So let's start with Potter. He is my little awkward baby, and I see Potter as being a Hufflepuff, but maybe a Ravenclaw, because he's very much like me. We're very like awkward, introverted beings, but he also has a very old soul. I've always called Potter my soulmate, because I feel like he was brought on this planet to be with me. And I don't know, I feel like when I talk to him, like I can have conversations with him and I feel like he understands like me actually talking. Like Chewie, on the other hand, he's not an old soul. He's like a fresh baby. This guy, I don't know, he has so much wisdom behind his eyeballs. So I feel like he might be a Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. I am going to record my computer screen and then I'll put it like right here for you guys so you can see the questions. There was a couple tests that I found online. This one had the most amount of questions. Some of them were only like 8 questions long, and I wanted it to be a little bit longer than that. So we are going to answer all of these questions. What word would you use to describe your dog as a puppy? Adorable, curious, sweet, ambitious. Potter was definitely not very curious. He was such a good puppy. He would just sit and do nothing pretty much. He just loved to be held. I held him for most of his life, I feel like, because he was so small. And I would just say just adorable. 2, what would your dog do if someone threatened you? It would get between me and the threat and growl. It would bark at them. It would circle them and snarl. It would bite their hamstring. Potter has never bitten anything in his life. He's a very just like sweet laid back dog, but he does bark at strangers, so I'm gonna say he would bark at them. How obedient is your dog? I'm just thinking of these questions with Chewie because he's so different than Potter. I would say Potter is somewhat obedient. He's a good dog and he listens to me, but sometimes I do have to yell at him. Because when he's around other dogs, that's when he starts to act more like a punk. But when it's just me and him, he's a sweetheart. So I'm just gonna go with somewhat obedient. But how often does your dog abscond when on a walk? I looked that up and it means like run away or try to leave you. And Potter never tries to leave me. So actually, if there's an interesting smell, he'll definitely like pull his leash and want to sniff, and also like lift his leg and want to mark. Because he's a boy and that's what they do. How does your dog socialize with strange dogs? It will say hello, it will carefully check them out, it's very friendly, it acts all angry and bothered. Potter will carefully check them out. Number 6, what is the most complex technology your dog seems to understand? I'm gonna say his bowl. He doesn't understand any technology. Like, he doesn't try to do anything. He's too small. How does your dog respond to fireworks? Potter's not fazed by fireworks. So I would just say he watches them with fascination, which he doesn't really watch them or anything, but he's not a dog that's scared of fireworks. What does your dog do in storms? Potter doesn't like when it rains or anything, but he will actually go out into the rain and get his business done if he needs to. So I will say he will peek at the, he will sit still but look a little frightened. Does your dog like water? It's very careful around water. It's afraid of water. My dog loves water. It will leap high into the air and land into a pool. Potter is afraid of water. Oh my gosh. He even like, he's such a stiff dog that even giving him a bath, he's like, he hates water. Does your dog like to dig holes in the ground? No, Potter doesn't dig holes. Does your dog like it when you point a fan at its face? It will bite at the air, then turn away. My dog loves it. It will find a solid object to hide behind. It will grimace. I would say grimace because I don't think he'd like it. He'd just be like, stop. How does your dog react to fire? He is obsessed with warmth. Like if it's 100 degrees outside, he's the only dog that wants to be outside laying in the sun and just like getting heat stroke because that's his favorite. So I'm gonna say that he enjoys the warmth if it's not too close, because when we go camping, he's always on my lap and wants to be like warm. How does your dog react to getting a little treat? I would say Potter eats it and begs for more. He likes treats, especially carrots. I give them carrots when I brush their teeth, and they are obsessed with them. What does your dog do with a yummy bone? It munches at it for a second, it growls inside, it licks it clean. Potter actually doesn't like bones. Like he is not a dog that I can give one of those, like, I know rawhides are really bad, but I don't know what they're called even when they don't have the rawhide in it, but you know those types of bones that dogs like to like bury or they chew on? I can give Potter one and he won't even touch it. He doesn't like it at all. Let's just say it licks it clean then munches them, because he might lick it, but he actually doesn't eat bones at all. Does your dog ever get its paw on human food? Not unless it's given. It refuses human food. It gets human food as a reward. It steals human food as soon as people turn their backs. I don't like to give my dog human food ever. My parents sometimes do, even though I ask them not to. So only when it's given. My dogs are too small to try to reach and steal food. Does your dog play well with cats? We have a cat and their relationship is kind of funny. It usually does. It's very tolerant. It does not associate with them. It will kill it. I would say Potter does not associate with the cat. He actually will growl at her, which is so not like him. He's not like that. But when Nala gets like too close, sometimes Potter gets irritated and doesn't want anything to do with her. And they definitely don't play or anything. Like they're not friends, even though they're siblings. What is your dog's job? Protecting the family, companionship, retrieving birds, plotting the destruction of gardens. I would say companionship. He is just one of my best friends. I'm just in love with him. What do you think your dog fantasizes about? Saving my family from a fire, retrieving balls, catching rabbits, leading a pack of wolves into town to kill all the cats. What are these questions? Oh my god. Okay, Potter doesn't play with balls. He will never catch a rabbit because they're about the same size as him. And he will never lead a pack of wolves into town to kill all the cats. He doesn't hate cats that much. I guess saving my family from a fire. Let's just make him super brave. Does your dog watch TV with you? Potter just falls asleep. He loves to nap. My dogs will fall asleep sleeping up. Like he's literally starting to snore just sitting right here. So he definitely just falls asleep if he doesn't watch TV. How does your dog behave during dinner? Every time my dad eats, all the dogs sit around him because he always gives them scraps. How does your dog react to large crowds like at the holiday? It gets overwhelmed after a while. It finds a stranger, charms them. It gets immediately overwhelmed. It finds a stranger, is charming to them, and gets them to give them all the treats. He is immediately overwhelmed. Potter does not like a lot of people or crowds, so he is the type of dog that will run upstairs and hide for the entire party. He doesn't like people. How early does your dog wake up? The crack of dawn, shortly before I do, shortly after I do, very late. Potter is always the first one awake, so So I'd say he wakes up a little bit before me, but then he goes back to sleep until I wake up and take them out. Would your dog dabble in the unforgivable curses? Never, not unless it was the only way to save lives. Of course it would. It would learn them, but only to stop them. I'd say Potter would learn them, but only to stop them. What would your dog use a polyjuice potion to turn into? Another kind of dog, a bird, a cat, a person. I think Potter would want to be a person because I think he was in a past life, and that's why he has such an old soul, and I feel like literally understands me. So I think he would want to be a person, and I would love for him to do that so we could actually have a conversation. I think that'd be really interesting. What magical relic would your dog bury in the backyard? The Wand of Merlin, the Cloak of Invisibility, the Holy Grail, the One Ring. I would say the Cloak of Invisibility, to be honest, because I think Potter's smart and would know that that would be the smartest thing to do. How would your dog do in Divination class? It would just pass. It would pass with flying colors. It would get a grade that isn't embarrassing. It would cheat on the final, which is ironic. I think Potter would pass, like just pass. I don't think he would necessarily pass with flying colors, but he would pass. How would your dog fare in defense against the dark arts? He would bravely confront his fears. It would learn the secrets to disarming users of the dark arts. It would potentially study the magic. It would just learn the dark arts. I think he would learn the secrets to disarming the users of the dark arts. Potter, what do you think? You're not answering any of these for me. What color smoke would be produced when your dog apparates? Ooh, Potter, would you be red, white, blue, or black? What do you think? Blue really sticks out to me here, honey. I'm gonna say blue. Calculating your results. I was right! Does your mother know you or what? Potter got Hufflepuff! Most dogs would probably fall into this house given their intense loyalty, but your dog also has other required characteristics in spades. Okay, so Potter is 36% Hufflepuff, and 29% Gryffindor, 14% Slytherin, and 21% Ravenclaw. So you were pretty close to Gryffindor too, my little brave soul. That's so cute! My little baby's a Hufflepuff, just like his mom. I'm so happy for us. Alright, so little Potter is a Hufflepuff, you guys. My next little angel, Chewy, is my other dog. She is very different than Potter. He's literally growling. I 100% think that he's a Slytherin, but who knows? He's also like very much a sweetheart. Oh God, if I move, he growls. So I'm excited to see what this test has to say about Chewy. I'm probably gonna go through these questions a little bit faster and not read them all out loud, just because that took some time with Potter and you guys kind of know the questions already. So let's just dive on into Chewy's questions. Okay, how would you describe your dog as a puppy? Chewy was curious. He got into everything and destroyed everything I owned. It was a fun time. What would your dog do if someone threatened you? There's a chance that he would bite them, so I'm gonna say bite their hamstring. I don't know if it would be their hamstring, but he would try to bite them. How obedient is your dog? I'd say he's fairly disobedient. He doesn't listen very well. He does what he wants, and he's a troublemaker. How often does your dog abscond when on a walk? Chewy has left us, you guys. So I will use this scarf to represent his Slytherinness that I believe that he is. If there's an interesting smell, he will, but also like he's the type of dog that I have to keep on a leash. If I didn't, I think he would like run away. So I would say if I turn my back for a second, like he would be gone. How does your dog socialize with strange dogs? It acts all angry and bothered. Chewy hates other dogs. He cannot make friends to save his life. He doesn't like anything or anyone, so that's really fun and great. What is the most complex technology your dog seems to understand? I would say also the bowl for him, because they They're too small, they can't like use technology. How does your dog respond to fireworks? Chewy is very, very jumpy and scared of things. So I'm gonna say he will run for the hills. He is the first one to be scared of wind or anything. He is like terrified and will just shake and freak out. How does your dog do in storms? Terribly. He will cower under the sofa. That is 100% correct. Does your dog like water? He actually kind of does like water. When we've gone camping, he dabbles in the water a little bit, which was surprising. So I would say he's very careful around water. He doesn't hate it, he doesn't love it, but he'll tolerate it. And he does really well with his baths. Does your dog like to dig holes in the ground? Yes, it loves getting covered in mud. I would say more so when he was a puppy, but he is, like Potter usually isn't covered in dirt, but like Chewy, his paws and like his belly is covered in dirt more often than not. So I'm gonna say he does like to dig some holes. Does your dog like it if you point a fan in his face? Chewy would absolutely hate that. He's scared of objects. Like if I just like put my phone near him, like he'll freak out. He hates anything. I'm telling you guys, like he's a weird dog. I'm gonna say he'd find a solid object to hide behind if I put a fan in his face. How does your dog react to fire? Chewy probably, I don't think he likes it very much. He likes warmth too. So I'd say like he enjoys the warmth if he's not too close. As long as the fire's not like popping and scaring him, because that would really terrify him. And if I'm there holding him, he'll be okay. How does your dog react to getting a little treat? He wags his whole bottom. He makes a little yip, he eats it and begs for more. Chewy actually does better with begging than Potter does, so I would say Chewy just wags his whole behind. How does your dog do with yummy bones? Okay, so like I said, Potter hates bones and won't even like play with them at all, like lick them or anything. Chewy loves bones, and I found that like it works with our dogs because only one likes them and the other doesn't, so they don't get in fights over it. But Chewy gets very protective over them, and it's not that great for his personality since he's already kind of generally pissed off all the time. So he does get a little moody. But he likes to eat them completely, but he also likes to hide them. So I'd say more often than not he eats them though. So I'm gonna say he munches through them in seconds. He can eat a raw, like one of those like hide things, whatever they're called. Not actual raw hides, I don't give those to my dogs. He eats those things pretty quickly. So I'm gonna say he munches through them in seconds. Does your dog ever get its paw on human food? Not unless it's given, like I said about Potter. Does your dog play well with cats? He actually will play with Nala a little bit. They'll run back and forth, whereas Potter wants nothing to do with her. So I would say Chewy's pretty tolerant. What is your dog's job? Protecting the family, retrieving birds, companionship, or plotting destruction of gardens? I want to say either protecting the family or companionship, because definitely companionship, because I feel like we need Chewy as much as he needs us, just because like we love him so much. But also he is more of a protector than Potter is because he is aggressive. I know it's not like the greatest trait in dogs because it's like can be unsafe, but because he's a little aggressive, he's not aggressive with us, but because he is aggressive with like strangers, I do feel protected with him. What is he doing? I do feel protected with him, so I kind of want to say protecting the family. What do you think your dog fantasizes about? Saving its family from a fire, retrieving balls, catching rabbits, leading a pack of wolves into town to call the cats. I kind of want to say retrieving balls because Chewy loves to play and he loves tennis balls. Although he would probably get us from a burning fire too. But I said that for Potter, so I'm gonna say retrieving balls because he actually does like to play. Does your dog watch TV with you? No, he also just likes to sleep, just like Potter. How does your dog behave at dinner? I'm gonna say it sits beside the weakest person too. Like he doesn't beg as much, but when we are at my parents' house, he's like all the other dogs and hangs out around my dad, trying to get food. How does your dog react to large crowds, like at the holidays? He does sometimes make friends with some like people and will charm them. So I don't know, it's so hard. His personality is like so polar opposite that it's hard to like pick something because he is such like a grouch but such a sweetheart. Hates things but loves things at the same time. It's really complicated. That's what you get with a min pin. I swear to God, that is their breed. If you have a min pin, please tell me down below if they are like my freaking crazy dog Chewy. I'm gonna say he finds strangers and charms them because he kind of does. He attaches himself to people and loves the heck out of them, whereas Potter's just his awkward self, not wanting to be around anyone. Would your dog dabble in the unforgivable curses? That he would. That he would. Yes. Would your dog use Polyjuice Potion to turn into what? Another kind of dog, a cat, a person, a bird? Huh. Chucifer. I kind of think that Chewy might... Come here. I kind of think he might want to be another kind of dog. I don't know why, but I kind of get the vibe that you would be interested in being another kind of dog. Like, maybe like a big dog, because since he thinks he's all like big and bad, I think maybe he'd want to be another kind of dog. What magical relic would your dog bury in the back? Probably a wand, because it's the shape of a bone. How would your dog do in divination class? Oh God, he would cheat on the final. He would cheat on the final. Do not think Chewy would be good at divination or anything of that sort. How would your dog fare in defense against the dark arts? I think he would potentially study the magic, like want to know more about it. I don't think he would use it for good, like confronting his fears. I feel like he's too much of a baby for that. Like, he wouldn't even want to confront his fears. I feel like I'm making him sound so bad, but this is just like his personality. I'm just going off of what I think. Potentially study the magic. What color smoke would be produced when your dog apparates? Red, blue, white, or black? Oh, honey. I kind of think black. Calculating the results. Oh my God. I don't even know what he could be. Like, based on these questions, it's hard to guess. That's why I kind of like this test, because it's not like typical. Oh God, here we go, here we go, here we go. He's a Slytherin! Do I not know my pets or what? I am so correct at this. Okay, your dog is ambitious, cunning, resilient, resourceful, and let's call it what it is, evil. How could anyone hold naughtiness against this adorable puppy? In this house, your dog will get away with anything they get up to. Your dog is ready to join the ranks of Slytherin amongst the Dumbledore umbrella. It's so true. I'm sorry, but he is a spoiled brat. Like, he is a booger, but we love him so much that he does get away with freaking anything, and it's, oh my God, this could not be more correct. So I have a Slytherin and a Hufflepuff, which is so funny because those are the two houses that I think I am like split between. So my dogs are literally just like pieces of me because they are my children. So that's pretty freaking adorable. Chewy is literally falling asleep while I'm talking right now. His eyes are closed. Oh my God. Please let me know if you've sorted your dog and what they got. Also, let me know if you have either a min pin or Potter is actually a pit bull chihuahua, which is like a really weird breed, and I think that's why he's so weird. But I absolutely love him. He's so much like me. So I'll leave this quiz down below for you guys because this is the best one I have found. I'm really happy I did this because now I officially know what my dog's houses are, and I was correct at guessing them. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see new videos weekly that are mostly Harry Potter related. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye!